And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our neighborhood. It is I, John D, and my wife, Kanika. How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was wondering, is there anything that you're working on, like to the world or anything? The reason why I'm asking, because I saw this question and said, what are you working on to make the world a better place? And the reason why it made me think about that is what you were talking about the last episode. We talked about our kids, on how we're making them better people. Do you consider that your work?
Mm-hmm. The kids are mine. That's where I feel like I'm gonna have the biggest impact. Like my job, we impact a large amount of underserved, low income women. And I definitely love the impact I have in this position versus my jobs working like at the bedside or whatever the case may be. But I feel like my biggest impact is somehow going to come out of Day in Dallas. That's my life's work. But I guess at some point I shouldn't depend on them. I really should be pouring into the world myself. But what about you? What's yours?
I don't know. I think that me just working on myself, that's the only thing that I can do right now until I can do it without thinking. Like I want to be an autopilot. If I'm going to be an autopilot, I want to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Like I know that we're going to be an autopilot most of the time anyway, but I want to develop habits where I know that when I'm in autopilot, the best version of myself is in place. So that means whatever the time that I'm actually doing is working on something to help the world better. But I don't know what it could be yet, other than trying to find the best version of myself. Mm-hmm. And this journey's been the most fruitful, like, because I can see my work daily. Just like so I think today we got practice. Okay, so the day before yesterday, Dallas and I, we still do archery. Season's over, but he's still going 3 or 4 times a week. And we found that our targets, we got smaller targets. And he did really well on the smaller targets. Like there's a significant difference in the bullseye. And just watching him just get that much better without me pushing him, that makes me feel like I'm becoming better. Like I'm if I can do that without thinking, because before I wouldn't, like I would be like, oh man, you know, like talking crazy and
Yes.
Making him feel like it's a I don't know, but making him uncomfortable. Like I don't want to be around this man if he's gonna act like that.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, like thinking about other fathers I see on social media platforms, how they've been coaching their kids and they look like they have this great relationship and all of that. And I'm like, kind of like, how did they do that? How did they get there? And, they may not, but I know that, Dallas and I never got to that point until now, with sports. And it's like just thinking about the things that he's interested in. It's like, okay, I'm working on me becoming better. So I can see the difference. So it's like, just keep working. And then I guess I want to do that with Day. I just haven't figured out how I can do it other than going up there and bothering her every once in a while.
I know.
But I know that as I continue to become a better man, that I'll find time where I can contribute to the world and make it a better place. Well, that's my idea.
Oh, okay.
I really don't feel like I can make the world a better place if my household doesn't look like what I think it should look like. I have priorities, so, but, I guess if this was the world I was living in, I would like to contribute the example of working on something and it can get better. And because I really do feel like if everybody approached life as if I'm going to work on something every day to get better, the world would just get better. It doesn't really have a choice because, but I don't know how to. I guess that's the reason. Another reason why I'm working on communication, so I can convince people to like, it's really fun. I promise. I know it looked the process of it to get here probably didn't look so fun, but I'm just in the happiest place. Just like watch. Like I remember being mad and angry about things that I couldn't do anything about anyway. It was like, why am I mad? But now it's like watching my thoughts and how I utilize my time.
Yeah.
It's gave me a joy that I didn't know exist. It existed. And that's another reason why with you, I'm trying to become this husband so you can see what it feels like to not feel overwhelmed ever. It'd be like, I remember that feeling, but I can't place it. What's that?
That's a tall order in my life.
I totally get it. But my point is, if I can do that, like at least you would understand why I'm here. Because I have the energy to like, look, I know that because I don't feel overwhelmed at all. And well, I did recently because of just being out of practice. But that's the discomfort and that we all got to go through so we can grow. So, once you realize that, I think life, it becomes a lot more fun. Like I know things are going to like not go my way, but when you know they're coming, all you do is best prepare and then you don't have to worry about anything. But I think a lot of times people always think when it rains, it pours or whatnot. No, a lot of the rain was yours. Like you brought this rain right here because the rain was already coming, but now you created these bad storms and now it's raining on top. Like this is going to happen no matter what, but you got to fix these things so that when the rain does come, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it now is like we're going to get through it.
Hey, this week, when I say we was dropping G's.
You're so stupid.
This week, and he tried this on me. He was like, look, it was inevitable. It's okay. And I was looking like, man, I have been robbed and beaten in the street and somebody took all my little money.
But you still live to fight another day.
I do. But golly. So yeah, we, in maintaining a home and a car and all that other stuff, things happen. But man, when they all come down at the same time. So the whole idea of you can't control it. It was inevitable. It's okay. We're going to move forward. I know you've been speaking that for the last couple of days.
To me, I feel like I finally get it because I remember those times where I'm like, what could I have done and not like nothing? Like you couldn't have done anything other than like what you did, because if you did know it, you wouldn't be in the situation.
I mean, the car was going to need tires. The water heater was destined to go out at some point. You're right. There wasn't anything.
And it was really probably could have gone well before.
Yeah, it could have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it could have been in a very inopportune time. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yes. But I mean,
human nature is to just find something and be like, dang. But that's why I said it could be a lot more fun.
Hey, y'all, I got robbed. Hey, they came and took everything we had. No, they didn't. They didn't take everything we had. Fooling. But look, I told the water heater people that they robbed me. And I said, but it's okay. You exchanged hot water for y'all. We were driving across town to my mom's house to take showers. I'm going to tell y'all how bad day is. So we could not have a hot shower. Day, she has to have a shower somewhere between 5 and 7 p.m. It's just necessary. So the first day I was like, no, I'm going to my mom's house. So me and Day go to my mom's to go have a shower. And John and Dallas take cold showers at home. I was like, man, forget y'all.
It was really cold. Like, well, so
Dallas washed his hair.
yeah. Well, I couldn't wash my hair. I did get my head cold, right? Mm-hmm. So this was a different kind of cold shower because the cold showers that I was doing before follow with heat. You know, it's like I get in there. I was like, oh my gosh.
Look,
it was real.
The next day, they was like, when are we going? I was like, after dinner. So we get in the car, we go. The next day, I was like, maybe I'm gonna try to have this
cold shower.
This cold shower. When I say Day was like, no, you're not. Day went and tried to chase me into the bathroom. And I was like, okay, we're gonna go. So when I was talking to my mom, she said, I know Day was not having it. I said she wasn't because like when I say Day probably would have learned on YouTube how to drive and drive herself to my mom's house that day, she does not play the games with the shower, but she definitely loves a hot shower. And so that was so funny. Like, very seldom will you hear Day like raise her voice or be firm with people, except when it comes to Dallas. She always does that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to us, like, she was like, no. And then when we got to the house, I ran to the shower so I could get in there first. Oh, she was mad. She was so mad. But anyway, they stole all of our money. Look, I was getting quotes all this week. I was like, there is no way that they are going to take me for all of my money. Like, I need the best price. And if I got to drive across town until I can find that best price, then so be it. But, yeah, I felt beat up just to throw y'all off the path real quick of what he was saying, but bring y'all back. I got beat up this week, and he was trying to explain to me how it was inevitable and it was okay.
You know, that's the reason why I said, like, when you can, like, the storms are gonna come no matter what. Everybody gets storms, but I think now that we know this, you know, it's just one of those things where like you said, we created a plan. We're gonna make sure that it doesn't feel the way that it felt this week.
Heck yeah, I don't want to be. But you know, that's another thing is, it takes a lot to be a homeowner. And I think I was watching something where it was like, you know, everybody convinces people to get a home because it's an asset, but you have to maintain it. And in that case, it's viewed as a liability because you got to put all your money into it, and you never know when something is going to happen, especially now in this season when everything is kind of thawing out. And so you don't know, is there going to be a leak here, or is this going to happen, or is that going to happen? And so it definitely made me sit there and think about the house and, okay, so what are some other things that we probably should be looking at and preparing for? Because, yeah, I don't want to have ideas of what I'm going to do with a certain pool of money, and then I have to give it, and then I have to give it to to maintain something else. I don't like that.
I can dig it, but I mean, like, again, this is the first time that, this is the first year.
Yeah,
you know,
it's cool.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you gotta like, just after June, we'll have a good idea. Maybe July, we'll have a good idea of what a year would look like, and then we can really start, you know, I guess, figuring out when things are supposed to go out.
Yeah, true.
You know.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna talk about the year-long beating I've gotten from consumers.
Oh man,
the energy, y'all. Oh my God. Who is after me?
Yeah, I'm so excited about when we get solar panels to see if it make. I really want to like to see, does it really make a difference? And I guess no, I don't really want to see. It better make a difference if you spend all that money for it, right?
Heck yeah, I better see some changes in there.
Yeah, but I really want to transition into like using as much solar energy or being environmental friendly as possible.
Yeah. And we'll work our way through that, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Consumer energy is like the John Wick of my bills. Just be coming through and just mayhem. I was like, every time I think I figured it out, they be like, nah, you didn't. You didn't. Jeez.
So, do you have anything exciting planned for next week?
No. No.
Nothing.
The kids got testing coming up, and I'm.
Are you in recovery mode?
I am in recovery mode from this past week. I feel like this coming week, I really want to focus on test taking strategies with Dallas. And Day is not taking the PSAT, so I'm not going to worry about her and her testing. So I think it takes a little bit of pressure off. But they're coming to the end of the school year. Like, we're about to jump into the summer. I am excited because our weather is getting like in the 70s this week.
Yeah.
So now I'm dragging John over to some stores to go look at plants. I know I can't plant them right now, but we still about to go look at these plants.
Yeah, so I want you guys to know the type of husband I have become. So, like, there are a lot of things that she wants to do that I remember specifically feeling like I ain't going to ever be that person. Now, I'm not going to lie. Most of the time, I don't want to go. But when I go, I'm always appreciative that I went because I always get something out of it. It's like sometimes I'm in my head, I know that I probably look like I shouldn't look like this. But then, after I like loosen up, I feel like I'm getting better and better where, like I want the landscape to look really nice. And I just, for some reason, I just think that she's supposed to do it. But I don't want her to feel that way because she's not. Like, like she's the type of person. This is how we're different.
I'm the type of guy. What?
This is how we're different, okay? Like, she really feels like she can do anything. Like, I do too, but she really believes that she can, and she will. Like, she'll try. And I'm the type of person, I like to reward people for their hard work and pay them for their service. And she wants to.
I want to see what I could do.
She wants to see if she's going to become a YouTube hit.
You look.
Like, maybe, make it look so easy on YouTube, and she feels like she can do it. But that's the difference between she and I. And I, like, I love her drive, but I feel like this is the reason why I just lied. I said I loved her drive. I don't like her drive in that way because in my head, I feel like it's going to be more work for me to participate in shortly. And I couldn't understand like why I was feeling that way. But I was like, if you just do it with her, maybe it could look as good as she wanted. In my head, I'm like, does she know who I am? like, I could cut hair, but I don't want to cut hair at all because I feel like there are people that does a better job than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why do we like, I don't know, maybe it's the experience. It's just like we're bonding. This is her. And so I'm like convincing myself like I enjoy being around her, no lie. But when it comes to labor that I'm not good in, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like I start thinking about how much money this is going to actually be. And like, is it going to look nice enough? And it's not. And then we're going to come out of more money. So it's just like a receipt of things. But now it's like, we're not going to get each other in trouble. So why am I even worried? Let's just enjoy the ride. But I'm turning into this nicer guy. That she's married to. Like, I'm telling you, I remember if I didn't want to do it, I just wasn't going to do it. And I was like, that was the most selfish thing that a person could be, is to say no. Like I said no a lot, and
A lot.
I know. And
oh, he used to have this thing where it would be like, I'll ask him to do something and he'll be like, no. And he was like, if you wanted me to do it, you should have told me that. If you asked me, I'm going to say no. I was like, this dude is horrible.
I was trying to make her an effective communicator.
Whatever.
She was like, I was being considerate.
Jeez.
But see, you can't get mad at me for saying no if you ask me that question.
That's so horrible.
Well, I mean, I really felt that way then. But now I'm getting, I've gotten more culture being around you than I could have ever imagined. Just because to me, you do a lot of, I used to call it wasting time. But it's all for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is for something. Like, I will say when you even go to Target, I used to be like, why does she get lost? She's going to just spend money. But everything that you buy is for the house, or but I couldn't understand that. I just was like, we wouldn't have to worry about, any type of money if she didn't go to Target all the time, and I'm like, but the things we do need, but I don't know, as a man, I'm sheltered. Like my perspective, I'm like, we don't need it. And then I'm like, I'm glad we had that.
Right.
But we would have never had it because I wasn't going to get it.
Exactly.
But I'm like, it came, but I just don't know. So it's like, I was just used to complaining about spending money on things that we didn't need when I was little.
I know. But you know what? We live a different life.
We do.
Come with me.
I know.
Let me show you the way.
I am. But like I said, I'm better. I'm a better man for it because, what would I do? Like before, like I would just probably watch a game, watch a movie or something. I'm like, I could be building this bond with my wife.
Oh.
And guess what? That's what's happening. You know what's so crazy? Like, she didn't know this was going to happen either, but at some point she's going to be like really happy that I became this person, because life is way more fun this way. I promise. And she makes me smile, so I enjoy it.
And I don't have to drive as much, so that's always great.
Drive at all.
I go politely over to that little passenger seat.
Yeah, and she'll look. She was like, "You want to do something?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then she'll be the first one out sitting in the passenger side. I'm like, I don't even know where we're going.
No matter. I put on Google Maps. Let's go.
This is the type of stuff. But but I'll say this too. Like, I remember feeling bothered by that too, and I'm like, why are you bothered? Like, you drive better than her.
No, you didn't. I drive really well.
I drive better than you, though. I drive way safer
Oh my
than you.
gosh.
I drive safer.
Yeah, in a 25, he literally will get on the 25 and hit cruise.
Yeah, because you know what? I don't want no tickets, and this is my neighborhood. It say 25. It's supposed to be 25.
Look, it'd be cars all behind us, and I was so embarrassed because it's a long street. Like, it's a long street, and there ain't no other way to go. You can't, like, pass anybody. I was like, my boy really went to 25 and hit cruise.
You know what I love?
Oh.
I love when there's people in front of me doing 25, because then I don't have to feel the pressure of the people behind me. But I still do it. I don't care. I'm like, you know what? Y'all in this neighborhood is 25 for a reason.
Hey, the way that I get anxious in the car when I see you on 25, I was like, he don't even go to 30. Like,
we're in the neighborhood.
There's a rule. It's an unspoken, unwritten rule that you always go 5 over the speed limit.
Yeah, but a neighborhood at 25 is different from 30, because you get hit by 30s different from 25. 25 may not hurt somebody as bad as 30.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But you know why I do that? Because that's part of me, like, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I feel like if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, it's less likely for something bad to happen. So that's my rationale behind it. That's the reason why I do it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it took me a long time to get to that point, because I'm like, this is slow.
Hey.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm important enough. They'll be there when I get there. So then I started making things like I'm going to appreciate now, and I'm not going to endanger myself.
I be on edge in the passenger seat. Like, why won't he go faster? I want to go faster.
You hear her? That's what she said.
I want to go faster. Oh well.
But I mean, I really do. Oh, this is another thing too. That's the reason why I said, I told you that I'm trying to do the right thing. So I donate plasma, and I'd ask you, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do a questionnaire every time.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And the questionnaire has these questions that they never change. And it says, did you read this? I read it the very first day, right? But it asked me, did I read this? Is that they talking about now? Or are they talking about have I already read it? Because I'm not reading all of that again.
It's up for interpretation.
I know, so I'm asking you, what is the safest way to say, John, you're doing the right thing? Or am I really doing too much?
Well, I don't really know what the questionnaire is.
Maybe like, have you taken any of these substances in the past 7 days?
Oh, well, if you know you haven't taken any substances, then it's not a concern. I would skim it just to see if they updated and added anything in. But
So you would do that because I'd go twice a week. So how often would you do it every time you would skim it?
I mean, I would just look for a word that stands out to me. Yeah. But I mean, there are things like if I know that I haven't been doing it, like I haven't taken any substances, then I'm not even going to worry about the list they got. No,
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know I haven't, the stuff
Yeah.
that they're talking about, I won't ever like do anything unless the surgery happens.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, am I like okay? Or am I like, that's like a lie though. Like I'm not,
Is
like,
it? They asked, did you read it? They didn't say, did you read it today?
Yeah, I know, but why do I got to fill it out every time?
That's
Do
true.
you understand? Like every
Yeah.
time I have to do
Well,
it.
I think because life changes and people, there may be a substance that they didn't know they can't take and give plasma. And so, you know, maybe you got prescribed a new medication. You know what I'm saying? So they have to ask to see if you've, you know, but if you know nothing has changed in your medical history or anything that you've taken, then I don't think it's much of a situation. But I think that they have to do that to ensure that, hoping that people are reading it, because when things change, you want to be able to know, to be able to say, oh, that's a substance we cannot have you donate or for however long. And then they can know how long that you can't be there or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I say that you're good.
No doubt. It makes me feel a lot better because, you know, because like I told you, I want to be the best version of myself when I'm in autopilot. And you know, before, I don't know if I told you this either. I kind of realized why I couldn't have been famous at a younger age.
Why?
Because I would have blew it. I had so many bad habits. Like I wasn't disciplined enough. But not only that, I wasn't disciplined enough and I had bad habits. And I was like, they was like, it would have been the story like, who gave him that? Like, why did they do that? like, look, I think about it and I'm like, I used to think about how people operated. Like, how were they? And I was like, I could do it. No, I was not prepared. And the idea that somebody would have gave me any type of notoriety for anything. And I was about as average as the next man. And for some reason, I thought I was supposed to be famous. That's why I was like, I need to be on 106 in Park. And I remember being that person in my head. I was like, I wasn't practicing toward that. I wasn't doing anything. But I said, I could be a good host.
Yeah, he had an amazing level of confidence.
I did. And I wasn't like, it was almost like I was going to the NBA still. Still going to the league.
He is going to the league. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Oh my God. You know, and I'll say this. This is what I can say. You know, it hurt my feelings at one point. But this is another thing that I know separates me from people. Like, I remember I was with my friends in Louisville, high school friends. This was in the last 4 or 5 years. And I remember I was talking, I was like, man, I didn't think I would, like, I didn't realize I wasn't going to the league until I got to college. And somebody that meant something to me was like, what took you so long? Like I was stupid as hell. And you know, like when I reflected that, I was just like, dang, they saw something that I didn't see. But not only that, I was like, and I started to evaluate my life, and I was like, that's the reason why I'm able to do whatever I want. Because I have a confidence that I can do whatever I want. Like there's some things that I wasn't able to do for sure, but I still believe I can do whatever I want. And that's why I said, like, if I ever figured it out, like now I feel like it's inevitable for us. Like, we're going to be dope. Like, I feel like if you weren't doing anything to work toward it, how were you ever going to get there?
Yeah.
So I work every single day. So I still have the same confidence of what I had when I was going to the league.
You was going to the league, but you was working at Subway though.
Not only, but I mean,
you weren't even playing ball.
Yeah,
You wasn't even on a team.
I wasn't. But I mean, but I wanted to, like, you know what I'm saying? But when I went to college, I thought that I was going to put the work in.
You thought you were going to walk on?
Oh yeah, for sure.
When did you realize you weren't even going to walk on?
The freshman year, I busted the water in my knee, so I couldn't try out. So
you were really gonna try out?
Heck yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, like even when I played like in intramural leagues, I was good, but there were levels of good. And then I was like, why ain't he walking on? And I was like, he ain't that good. He ain't that good. He's not that good.
For real.
Yeah, but like and I talk trash like I was the coldest.
Hey, you talk trash to everything.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's
talk
true.
trash at all. Like,
look, John used to talk trash at card games, bowling, kickball. Like, people would enjoy themselves going to have kickball. They wanted to have a good time, and John would rip their self-esteem to shreds. And then walk away with a smile like, see y'all next week.
Yes. You know what's so crazy? Like, I really thought that's how people operated. Like, that's how narrow-minded I was. I thought, like, everybody talked trash. Like, no. And guess what?
Don't.
Even if people do talk trash, they didn't talk trash like I did.
No, they didn't.
And like, what's so making grown folks want to fight? I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? This is a part of the game. And then that's when I realized, like, I wasn't that good. So trash talking was a part of my game. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dang, I got to get better in other things. I can't be trash talking unless I'm cold. But then I realized the things that I'm becoming really good in, when you're really good in something, you don't have to open your mouth. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand that. Like now, like, even when I think about people in the league that talk trash, mm-hmm. like, they had to, mm-hmm. Like, I get it, and it kind of, it humbled me to realize that I was not that good. What's crazy is that trash talking fumbled people that were good.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take trash talking. So, dang, but I would rather have the skill. Mm-hmm, you know what I'm saying? So I commend all of you guys who make it to the top and perform well. So it's no diss to anybody that trash talk is part of their game. I just realized you got to work a little harder in other areas if you're not gonna trash talk. Yeah. But anybody going to give a shout out before we get out of here?
No, not today.
No doubt. Well, y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA, get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.